They were once bright stars on the red carpet magazine covers and television screens admired by everyone. But today, some of them are almost unrecognizable. Amid Hollywood's obsession with youth and flawless beauty, many celebrities have chosen the path of cosmetic surgery, trading their natural looks for transformations that spark intense debate. These changes are clear proof that even the biggest stars cannot escape the effects of time in the eyes of the public. You won't believe who among them has undergone such dramatic transformations. Which story will leave you the most stunned? Let's find out together. If you agree that age spares no one, leave the number 1 in the comments. And if you think differently, don't hesitate to leave the number 0. Enjoy this video and don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to support us. And now let's dive into this story. Yulia Tarasevich was once praised as one of the most beautiful models, with a delicate, sharp face that looked as if it were sculpted from marble. She was a symbol of classic beauty and won numerous titles in national beauty pageants in Russia. Julia's beauty wasn't just in her appearance, it radiated a natural charm that made her an ideal figure in the eyes of many. However, amid the craze for beauty and youth, Julia always sought gentle methods to maintain her radiance, never imagining that a small choice could lead to a major crisis. At the age of 38, Julia decided to undergo a facelift eyelid surgery and a minor liposuction procedure at a reputable clinic. She trusted the doctor's skills, believing that these small interventions would help her preserve her youthful beauty. However, after the surgery, everything changed in an unimaginable way. Her face became swollen, her skin tone uneven, and the tightness made it impossible for Julia to fully close her eyes. She couldn't even sleep due to the persistent pain. Instead of finding the perfection she expected, Julia faced a medical and emotional disaster. She filed a lawsuit against 2 surgeons for negligence. They claimed her condition was caused by a rare autoimmune disease, but Julia insisted she had never suffered from such an illness. Despite undergoing numerous treatments, her appearance has never fully returned to the way it was before. Currently, Julia chooses not to hide the damage she has endured. She openly shares her story, hoping to raise awareness about the risks of pursuing perfect beauty through cosmetic surgery. Julia's story is a valuable lesson about trusting yourself and not letting external beauty dictate your life or your worth. True beauty isn't just about appearance. It is confidence, identity, and a sense of peace within the soul. Always be careful and mindful when making decisions about changing your appearance. Don't let societal beauty standards or outside pressure cause you to lose yourself. True beauty comes from self-acceptance and self-love, not from external perfection. Lin May, born Lilia Guadalupe Mendiola Mayares, is not only a talented performer, but also a beauty icon with unmatched charm and striking natural looks. From Acapulco to Buenos Aires, she won the hearts of audiences with her talent and charisma. However, behind the stage lights and the thunderous applause, Lin May carried within her a deep insecurity, a flaw she felt she could not accept. This flaw, though minor and barely noticeable to others, was a major obsession for Lin May. In an industry obsessed with youth and ageless beauty, she felt the pressure to fix it. Trusting a specialist, she underwent a minor surgical procedure. However, this choice led to a disaster. The person she trusted was not a licensed surgeon, and instead of injecting medical-grade filler, he injected baby oil, a substance entirely unsuitable for medical use. The consequences were horrifying. Lin May's skin became inflamed, her tissues hardened, and her beautiful face began to change in ways she could never have imagined. Every attempt to fix the situation only made things worse. The media relentlessly criticized her, publishing unflattering photos and mocking headlines, exposing Lin May to a wave of harsh scrutiny. However, instead of retreating from the spotlight, she chose not to disappear. Now at the age of 70, Lin May continues to perform, speak publicly, and even laugh at her painful past. Lin May's story is now not just about beauty or fame, but about resilience and dignity. She has transformed the pain of pursuing perfection into a powerful message of self-acceptance. For Lin May, true beauty is not about a face or reputation. It is the ability to rise after failure, maintain dignity, and love oneself despite all the pressures from the outside world. She stands as a living testament that real beauty comes from confidence and embracing the most natural aspects of oneself. Don't let beauty standards and societal pressures blind you into chasing perfection. True beauty is not about flawlessness, but about resilience, self-acceptance, and living authentically. Seek fulfillment from within, rather than blindly trying to achieve it through external interventions. Carol Bryan was not someone chasing fame or eternal beauty standards. She simply wanted to regain the confidence that age and the natural changes of her body had taken away. At 47, like many other women, Carol wanted to soften a few wrinkles and refresh her appearance. Little did she know that this decision to care for herself would lead to a painful and challenging journey. In 2009, Carol decided to undergo a cosmetic filler procedure, hoping for a natural and quick result. However, she had no idea that the injected substance contained liquid silicone, a material typically used for sculpting, not medical use. At first, the results seemed fine, but within weeks, Carol's face began to swell, harden, and distort to the point of being unrecognizable. Her friends avoided looking her in the eye while strangers couldn't stop staring. Eventually, Carol couldn't leave her house with only her daughter able to see her. Doctors tried to repair the damage, but each attempt only caused Carol more pain. After years of excruciating treatments, a craniofacial surgery at UCLA in 2013 brought her hope. While the surgery saved her life, it also damaged her optic nerve, leaving her blind in one eye. Although reconstructive surgeries partially restored her appearance, the emotional scars remained deeply etched, impossible to erase. Today, Carol Bryan not only survived the tragedy, but has transformed her psychological pain into action. She has established a charitable foundation and participated in documentaries hosting talks to warn people about the risks of cosmetic surgery and unregulated aesthetic treatments. Her message is simple yet powerful. Ask questions thoroughly, research your doctor, and never trade your personal safety for external beauty. A single injection can change your life in ways you cannot foresee. Beauty comes not only from appearance, but also from inner confidence and health. Don't let societal beauty standards or perfectionism put your health and safety at risk. Always prioritize safety and make thoughtful, informed decisions when considering changes to your appearance. Before becoming an icon of dramatic transformation, Pete Burns was a musical phenomenon. In the 1980s, he stormed the charts with Dead or Alive and the timeless hit You Spin Me Round Like a Record, cementing his place in pop music. With a bold, androgynous, and unforgettable style, Pete Burns redefined what it meant to be a star, challenging traditional norms of gender and beauty. Yet behind the glitz and fame, he dreamed of something greater. He wanted to become a living work of art, a constantly evolving masterpiece. It all began with a broken nose and a rhinoplasty. What seemed like a minor procedure sparked in Pete an obsession with beauty and transformation. Over the years, he underwent hundreds of surgeries, injections, implants, and facial reconstructions. Some of these procedures were voluntary, while others were attempts to correct painful mistakes he had made. But the important thing wasn't that he wanted to look younger, it was that he wanted to be himself, no matter what that meant. He continuously challenged standards of beauty, gender, and identity, and his reflected image wasn't vanity to him, it was a radical expression of self. However, the price Pete paid for his choices was steep. He faced chronic infections, failed surgeries, and persistent pain spanning decades. Although doctors advised him to stop, Pete could not. For him, stopping meant abandoning the artistic self he had devoted his life to. He believed that constant transformation was part of his identity, the most powerful way to express his true self. Pete passed away in 2016 at the age of 57, but his influence endures. Today, Pete Burns is remembered not just as a singer, but as a cultural statement. He is a symbol of fearlessness, defiance, and unapologetic self-expression. Pete Burns' legacy raises a profound question. Where does identity end and obsession begin? His story serves as a reminder that beauty and identity are not always simple or easily embraced, and that the pursuit of them can sometimes lead to unforeseen consequences. Self-expression is everyone's right, but remember to be cautious with decisions that could impact your health and life. Sometimes the pursuit of perfection can lead to unforeseen consequences. Live authentically, but don't let unexpected changes compromise your sense of self or inner peace. If you agree with this perspective, leave a 1 in the comments. If you think differently, don't hesitate to share a 0. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Now let's continue following the unfolding stories. Dennis Eyre, also known by his stage name Stalking Cat, was not someone seeking fame or vanity. His transformation journey stemmed from a deep belief in identity and connection with the world around him, not from public recognition or attention. As a former Navy veteran and computer technician, Dennis felt a strong bond with his Huron and Lakota heritage, yet he did not consider himself entirely human. Instead, he felt closer to the tiger, a spirit animal reflecting strength and the profound essence of his soul. This belief drove Dennis to embark on his journey of self-transformation. After a conversation with a spiritual advisor in his early 20s, he felt a powerful calling to align his outward appearance with his inner identity. To bring this vision to life, Dennis underwent over a dozen surgeries, from upper lip cuts, nose and ear modifications, to subdermal implants and covering his face with intricate tiger stripe tattoos. He also added fangs, whiskers, and even a mechanical tail. Each change, while extreme to many, held profound and sacred significance for Dennis, serving as a way to harmonize his spirit and body. Dennis's transformation quickly drew television attention. He appeared on Ripley's Believe It or Not and Larry King Live, and even earned a Guinness World Record for his animal-inspired transformations. However, despite his widespread recognition, Dennis consistently stayed away from the limelight. He led a quiet life, working and finding peace in small-town communities where he felt free and respected for his true identity. In 2012, Dennis Eyre passed away under unclear circumstances, but his story continues to live on. Today, the story of Stalking Cat is not merely a spectacle, but a profound reflection on identity and self-acceptance. Through his unique journey, Dennis challenged societal norms and the boundaries of the world, compelling us to ponder deeper questions: who truly has the right to define the meaning of being human? Dennis Eyre's journey serves as a reminder that personal identity is not always immediately understood or accepted. Change and self-expression can be highly individual, but what matters is living authentically and finding peace in self-acceptance. Do not let societal norms or judgment dictate how you express your true self. Acceptance and respect for personal identity are the first steps toward living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Jocelyn Wildenstein was once a living icon of New York's high society, epitomizing wealth, power, and allure. Nicknamed the Art Bride, she lived in lavish mansions surrounded by rare artworks and sparkling diamonds. Married to art dealer billionaire Alec Wildenstein, she seemingly had it all: fame, fortune, and public admiration. Yet behind this glamorous life lay a deep obsession preserving youth and beauty. Initially, her cosmetic surgeries were just minor alterations, part of the lifestyle of the elite. But over time, each procedure pushed Jocelyn further away from her natural face. The mirror, once a tool to admire her beauty, became her enemy. Her gradual transformation drew intense media attention, and she was quickly nicknamed Catwoman, a name reflecting the bizarre and controversial changes in her appearance. Her relationship with Alec Wildenstein ended in 1999, followed by a highly publicized divorce and severe financial decline. By 2018, Jocelyn, who once lived in luxury, had to file for bankruptcy. However, she did not disappear from the public eye. Instead, she made a comeback in 2022, appearing alongside makeup artist Alexis Stone, embracing public curiosity rather than avoiding it. Now, at 80 years old, Jocelyn lives quietly in New York with her longtime partner designer Lloyd Klein. She is not only an enigma within high society, but also a cautionary tale about the dangers of excessively pursuing beauty. Jocelyn Wildenstein's story reminds us that when the quest for beauty goes unchecked, it can blur the line between self-expression and self-erasure. The pursuit of beauty, if left unchecked, can lead to unforeseen consequences. An obsession with appearance can cause us to lose our identity and our true self-worth. Find ways to love and care for yourself from within rather than relying on outward appearance to define your value. Self-acceptance and contentment with what is natural will help us live a full and meaningful life. Kenny Rogers. The country music legend was an icon of music with a distinctive voice and powerful charisma. His weathered face, carrying the stories of a long and remarkable career, always drew the attention of fans. They admired him not only for his musical talent, but also for his sincerity, natural warmth, and the quiet strength radiating from every lyric. However, a personal decision in 2006 changed the way the world perceived him and became a part of the life journey that Kenny had to live with. In an effort to maintain a youthful appearance, Kenny Rogers underwent several cosmetic procedures, including eyelid surgery. Unfortunately, the results left him deeply disappointed. The surgeon had lifted the corners of his eyes too high, giving his face a permanently startled look and creating a wide gap between his eyelids and eyebrows. This made his face appear unfamiliar and took away the gentle masculinity that fans had always cherished. Kenny did not hide his regret. In interviews, he admitted, "I wish I hadn't done it." He shared that the pressure from public opinion and personal pride can lead even the most confident individuals to make decisions they later regret. However, Kenny did not let this mistake regarding his appearance define who he was or his career. Instead of allowing the change to his face to diminish his true value, he continued to live fully and dedicate himself to music and charitable activities. In his later years, Kenny Rogers devoted much of his time to his family and charitable work, leaving behind an invaluable musical legacy and profound life lessons. When he passed away in 2020, fans did not remember the changes to his face, but rather a sincere, soulful artist who taught the world about serenity, knowing when to cherish and when to let go. Kenny Rogers' journey serves as a reminder that outward beauty cannot compare to sincerity and inner value. Sometimes social pressure can lead us to make wrong decisions, but those mistakes should not define our lives. What matters more is how we live and contribute to the good in the world, as well as the lessons we leave behind for others. Daryl Hannah, with her graceful role as the mermaid in Splash, became one of the most alluring actresses of the 1980s. With her sparkling blue eyes, golden hair, and natural American beauty, she captured the hearts of audiences and became an icon of pure beauty and innocence. Daryl, with her charm and fresh presence, represented the archetype of a captivating woman admired by many. However, over time, changes in appearance became inevitable. Like many other Hollywood stars, Daryl Hannah faced pressure to maintain her youthful look. What began as a gentle choice to keep her fresh appearance, Botox and fillers gradually turned into more frequent cosmetic surgeries. As a result, her face increasingly lost its naturalness, becoming stiff, overly plump in the cheeks, with noticeably swollen lips. Both critics and fans began expressing disappointment that she had lost the delicate beauty that had been her trademark. Daryl publicly denied having undergone cosmetic surgery, insisting that her changed appearance was the result of gracefully aging naturally. However, comparisons between old and recent photos sparked speculation and left many fans feeling saddened by the undeniable changes. Today, Daryl Hannah almost entirely avoids the Hollywood spotlight. She has chosen a quieter life, focusing on environmental activism and spending time with her husband, musician Neil Young. Although she has stepped away from Hollywood's glamorous lights, for many, Daryl remains the image of the enchanting mermaid. She once was a reminder that the pursuit of eternal youth can sometimes erase natural beauty, making us forget the true value of self-acceptance. Daryl Hannah's journey is a testament to the pressures celebrities face when confronting time and societal beauty standards. Sometimes the pursuit of a perfect appearance can overshadow the natural qualities that define true charm. Self-acceptance and self-love are far more important than any cosmetic procedure. True beauty comes from confidence and the ability to live authentically regardless of age. Priscilla Presley, once an icon of timeless beauty, elegance, and poise, has always been a role model in the public eye, especially during her years alongside Elvis Presley. Her classic features and natural charm made her one of the most photographed women of the 1960s and 1970s. Even after many years following Elvis's passing, Priscilla has continued to maintain her graceful demeanor, consistently captivating the public with her allure. However, in the early 2000s, her life took a tragic turn when she became a victim of one of Hollywood's most shocking cosmetic scandals. In her desire to maintain a youthful appearance, Priscilla placed her trust in a man named Daniel Serrano, who falsely claimed to be a licensed plastic surgeon. In reality, Serrano injected her and several others with industrial-grade silicone, a substance intended for machinery, not the human body. The consequences were malignant lumps, tissue damage, and facial deformities that no corrective surgery could fully repair. Although Serrano was later sentenced to prison, the physical and emotional scars he left behind remained with Priscilla forever. The memories of pain, both bodily and emotional, continue to be a part of her life. Despite experiencing hardships and pain, Priscilla Presley continued her work in the entertainment industry. Recently, she appeared in the 2023 film Priscilla, a movie based on her own life story. Her experience serves as a profound reminder that beauty should never be exchanged for safety, and that choosing a properly licensed medical professional is far more important than any promises of perfection. Priscilla Presley's story is a lesson in caution when pursuing beauty and youthfulness. Social pressures and beauty standards can lead us to make misguided decisions, but true beauty should never be built on risking one's health and safety. Choosing the right person with the proper expertise is crucial, and we must remember that lasting beauty comes from self-acceptance and taking care of ourselves safely and wisely. Thank you all for watching the video. We hope their stories have provided you with meaningful lessons and inspiration. Don't forget to hit like if you found the video helpful, share it so your friends can learn too, and subscribe to support the channel. Join us as we continue to explore more fascinating stories in upcoming videos. Thank you and see you next time.